again, Dr. Charlene Johnson. I want to thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. We really appreciate y'all for just taking out your busy schedule. Some of you could be at home, some of you at work, don't have time to listen, but it's on the air. We are live, live, live. Okay, thank you all again. Just poll us, POLL. Tell us what you think. Your feedback is very important. We would love to hear from you. Yes, let's talk, everybody. Let's talk. And let's talk about issues. Let's talk about life things that we are dealing with that we can better in, okay, to help us all grow and share knowledge and wisdom, to be productive in the role of chaos right now. Okay, so thank you all again for listening to Can't Catch a Break. Really appreciate you very much. So I thank you. I've always appreciate you so much. Let's go know. Hmm. It means a lot to me and Dr. Shar when you all do that. Okay, when you listen. We're not here to be critical or judge anyone, put anyone down, but we're here to speak the facts, the truth. We talk about many issues because it need to be talked about in a common sense way. Okay, not out of anger, not out of getting revenge, but it's about knowledge. It's about love. It's about direction. It's about helping. Okay, so thank you all for listening. I have a good episode on today. Yes, on today. I have a good episode on today. So, you ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? All right, all right, all right. Now, I want to talk about voters registration. Voters registration. See, you got to realize something that's happening. People are not paying attention. Something is, but there's a lot of things going on in the White House. If you watch the news, I know a lot of people watch the news, social media, but there's a lot of things going on that's going to affect a whole bunch of people when it comes around during midterm and yes, for the next election for the president of the United States, in which you can't serve a third term. No, it's unconstitutional, so no one can serve a third term. No matter how he says that, he just putting his foot in his mouth, right? He's not being he's being disingenuous. He's not being truthful about what he's saying. Okay, now see what happened is this Save Act. Okay, this is what was passed. Uh, but this the House of Representatives, of course, those are ones that are runs the House is the Republicans. Okay, they want to make a change. They want to make a change. Okay, and you see what they did, right? They knew about the Save Act. They knew about the Save Act. Okay, and after the election, you see, they decided to go in because this is what it is. They think that people gonna be crooked when they vote. They're gonna do some. No, no, they're not. See, that's the thing is, see, and so far, this president has brainwashed them thinking that the election is going to be stolen when his term up or the midterms. But if you look at it though, research. If you look at it though, there is a lot of areas right now in this past election that people didn't pay attention to. There's a lot of things people were held off the ballot in the state that there was ballots out there, but they was not counted for. So yeah, and see that's the thing is, um, on Article One, Section Four, uh, the Congress had jointly had responsibility for establishing election for laws for members of Congress. Okay, for a time, place, and matter. Okay, and for holding elections for senators and representatives, but it should be prescribed by in each state of the legislature. Okay, but the Congress may any time by law make alters such as regulations. The president and vice president are elected under the electoral college system established in Article 2, Section 1, and other related sections of the Constitution. The presidential election takes place in even numbered years. Okay, even number of years as do the congressional election. Now, the SAVE Act, see, that's the thing is, this is what happens. See, the SAVE Act was passed now to try to me, it was already, it was introduced back in January 2025. It was supposed to have been passed, but they changed it. They changed it. Okay, they changed it. The National Voter Registration Act of 1993 required documented proof of attention of citizens to register to vote in state-to-state elections for federal office. The okay, the act also required the states to delete non-citizens from the voter registration list of federal elections, while states and territories are delegated and the powers conducted to administer voters registration. The NVRA and the proposed SAVE Act are examples of Congress under Article 1, Section 4, using its ability to make an alter in election regulations. See how much power Congress has? See, and this is the thing is now they're not doing this to really help people. They're doing it because they are trying to twist this the way that people vote now. Okay, all of a sudden now you gotta have like 30 pieces of ID when you go voting now. Okay, but it wasn't like that at first. That's because they listen to the president. He don't have he under the Constitution. He don't have the authority to uh, to make that where he can sign executive orders to um, to change. No, Congress does. See, right now the eight help American Vote Act of 2022 requires the voters in federal elections to supply a driver license number or partial social security number for registration. If the applicant lacks either identification number, a state can use the methods under the law of other federal data to verify registrant's ability. Now, what happened here? See what happens. They are getting carried away. The Republicans are getting carried away now. Okay, you better pay attention to this because I believe it's going to be a lot of cheating during the midterms. I believe there's going to be a lot of things, corruption like never before. Back in 2020, you see what happened. You see the people that have already was indicted on voter fraud. Those was out there making just doing silly things. Doing illegal things with the voter. It just didn't make sense at all because one man wanted to be the president, but it wasn't his time. And no matter what, to this day, he still won't admit that. He still will always say the election was stolen. Okay. Now here it is. Okay. See, the thing is, there's a lawsuit pending on this because what's happening now, the president wants to really take control of the way people come and register to vote. Okay. Uh, okay. So that's really what's happening on the SAVE Act. There's a process and rules for and so it's not being followed to me when I listen when I see them on social media when I see the things that's taking place. Okay, all right. See, this what happens. Okay, see the executive order what he did. This is the president on March 2025. President Trump issued a executive order preserving and protecting the integrity of American elections. The order claims that the president had the power under the federal election day ordinance to require the vote to be cast and received by election date established in law. Okay, now you're trying to deal with the commission, y'all, because we got to have a commission. The order states that the Federal Election Assistance Commission, which is the EAC, a federal independent agency created by the Help America Vote Act, shall take appropriate actions to require and its national mail voter registration form. Now, a copy of a document proving citizenship, such as real ID cards, a passport, or other acceptable identification. It does list a sign a test of a citizenship among the items of acceptable proof. Now, See, this is all. I mean, really, it just all showing you what people what they want to do when it comes to messing with the election, the voter registration. It's just showing you what you want to do, just to gain power. Come up with things like this, to try to block voters from registering by adding all these stipulations, IDs and stuff like that. When you had a social security card, driver license, proof of address, those things. They want to go beyond now. It look like, the president signed all these executive orders. Okay, that's why a lawsuit was filed in federal court to contest this executive order in March. Okay, so I say by then, I say he won't have that. It'll be taken down because the Supreme Court will not let that happen in a way where it's taking effect where people are being. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad what we're seeing right now. Okay, we see um, what's happening. It's just sad. Appalling. Okay, uh, I'm sad what we see happening right now. We see man that in 19 states, attorney generals in 19 states and American Civil Liberty Union, sorry, are filing lawsuits because of this. This don't make sense. Every time, because of power, and they're trying to stop people. They're trying to stop people from voting. And that's all it is. They're trying to stop because they want the power. They don't want normal ran uh, just a normal for Republicans and Democrats. They don't want it ran normal. They want chaos. It's the Republicans that's doing it in the House. Look at it. Okay, um, but he can't do that. Though. He don't have the authority. He don't have the authority to change anything. Uh-huh. The president lacks the constitutional powers to regulate elections. He can't do that. Okay, he don't have any control over the conduct of elections. No, so it's gonna be contrary. They're gonna throw it out because uh, it don't make sense. And all these law firms that are are are, are up there fighting fights. That's right, fight because um, it's all the shady stuff taking place here. Um, and so when you think about all the states that's filed, 19 that filed lawsuits in federal courts, okay, it's because it's not right. It's not right. The voters are gonna vote. They voted him in, and he keep on saying that they voted him in for not because of immigration. That was one of them, but you still ain't tackled all the other stuff as the economy. You got people in there going into the U.S. Treasury and looking at people's data. That's not constitutional. That's evading Privacy Act to me. And so there's a lot of things going on. People are not really happy with this president. They're not. People are praying. That God don't come back. And take us off the face of this earth because of the evilness. People are praying. They see this evil. They see what's going on, but they're praying. That's good. Because God is a loving God. God does not like ugliness when people are uh, just doing things out of vengeance and evilness. It's just, God doesn't like that. He's a God of love. If you believe, I'm not trying to force my religion on no one, but this is the God that in the Bible, who He is, the God of love. Okay, God, He loves, He forgives, but He don't like when people are um, causing chaos and anger, and He don't like that. He don't like when people get so high-minded and prideful where they think they can't be touched. He doesn't not like that because He said He's a jealous God. Just He is a jealous God. He said, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." And when people start like that, I haven't seen no president in the United States have this kind of stuff that's going on in the White House by challenging the Supreme Court, you know, due process. There's a lot of things going on. We never seen any president from Republican and Democrat that will challenge the Supreme Court, that will due process. There was Supreme Court judges was for due process, and this is well, it's shocking. People um, are really up in uproar right now, okay, because of what's going on with the way things are being ran. People, money, their tariffs and stuff like that. People, livelihoods, businesses are gonna go out. And the voters see y'all gotta. Hey, they can talk. They can talk. So I tell you, I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll talk it. But then some people say, well, he said he was gonna do it. Project 2025. Yeah, he did. But then someone told him, I heard him say he had major lawsuits trying to executive orders. There'll be a lot of executive orders will be coming forward. So when he signed executive orders, that don't mean that things are going to pass right away. It's not. And then, like I say, it's just so much going on. DEI, cutting education for schools because they won't let you want to come here and take over. Uh-huh. No, that's no. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. We never had this. Back in when I was coming up. It wasn't like that. Presidents I seen was never like this. They wasn't into the government getting people going in there, looking and data breaching, like that. Never had a cabinet that were um, uh, was seeking out the certain people if the leader told them that he's going to pay vengeance and pardons are being taking place where pardons people are getting pardoned already that beat police officers. Yeah, done a lot, tore the Capitol up. Yeah, so it's a lot of things that took place. Even you had some congressperson you see some of them out there doing. If you look at the tape, you see a senator and there was a congressman. There was some other ones that were police officers that was in this uh, insurrection. Yeah, let's see, yeah. So it's yeah. So voter registration, okay. Remember that. You know, do have your ID, do have your information, so you can vote. So you can vote for the change with this the way this economy's ran. So people from all over, different races and colors can benefit from working a job to involving in those that own businesses, small businesses and stuff that people can enjoy themselves without saying I'm gonna go out of business because I gotta get my stuff imported over from a country and it's too much. I can't afford that. I start cutting staff and I don't have the money for it no more because all of my goods I get from overseas now. It's the tariffs that got me. See, the thing is, I realize this. There a lot of factories will come back. Probably a few of them, not a lot of them, because they ain't coming back to America. They'll come back, yeah. But at the same time, there'll be people folding businesses up. The stock market, you're gonna see it crash like never before. It's gonna happen. I'm not saying it's scary, but it gotta happen. The Bible talks about evil. The money is the root of evil. So when we see that, we see what's taking place. It's money, power. Uh-huh. So I think that everybody needs to really evaluate when you go vote. Take your information. Take your information, your driver license, your social security card, voter registration card, your birth certificate. If you need, just take it anyway, because there's going to be a fight in the Supreme Court with this issue here. Yeah. So no matter what no one says about this changing of voter registration, it will be met with challenges like never before. Yeah, they were probably working on it now. Okay. hmm And even the voters for senior citizenship, it's it's something. It's something. What's taking place? hmm Yeah. So then you got women have to come out with their information, show their information like that, proving that they're in the home. And there's a lot of stuff that we're seeing taking place from, from the stock market, from people, some Congress people stealing, going with the market when it went down. Mhm. Yeah, so that's where we at, y'all. That's where we at. And that's all this stuff. Do vote. Do get out and vote. Don't cry if he get, the next Republican come in. Yeah, because they gonna shoot to have Republican come. The midterms is the one. You see the changes to judges in Wisconsin. See a lot of things changing because the people walking away from the jobs. That was involved in law enforcement on down because they see what's happening, what's taking place in America. And America needs to pray. America needs to pray. America needs to pray. One nation under God, individual with liberty and justice for all. Remember that? Mhm. We the people, for the people, by the people. And see, you gotta understand that. What's happening here. All right. Well, thank you all. I just wanted to, just share with you about this voter registration. How we're gonna see a reshape to a point where people probably be turned away. Uh, you know, or we could see a lot of fraud going on too. You know, who knows? And tell them what's going on right now because what we're seeing is happening around the world. What we're seeing, what's taking place. So no matter how he want to try to change the balance, or whatever, the Constitution still stands. hmm Constitution still stands. Yeah. So thank you all for listening. Do understand about voter registration, Congress and the president. You got to read up on that. It's very important to know your congressperson in your district to talk to them. Yes, a lot of things you can talk to. That's what they need to get talking right now. So thank you all again for listening to Can't Get. I said that already. I said that already. I said thank you all. I said thank you all. Oh yeah, yeah. So I really, really appreciate you all. Go ahead and post, subscribe. I would like to hear your comment in the comment section. Comment on it. Let me know. Hey, I would like for you, hey, to tell me, talk to me, so we can talk. Me and Dr. Shaw can share with you back the knowledge. Yes. So thank you all. May you have a fantastic and a wonderful and a great day always. Keep your head up. Keep hope alive. Remember, love is the greatest. Without it, we have nothing. Okay. Bye bye.